Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Johnny joined Terry Silver during the events of Cobra Kai Season 5? So in this timeline, the events of Cobra Kai Season 4 would still happen. Eli would still be the boys' All Valley champion, and Sam and Tori would still fight. But in this timeline, Daniel and Johnny wouldn't team up, and the fight would continue. Sam would mainly be using Miyagi-Do during her fight, and since the referee was on Tori's side, Tori would still defeat Sam. So Tori would be the girls' All Valley champion, and Cobra Kai would win overall. And in this timeline, Robbie wouldn't go to Johnny, so Robbie would stay in Cobra Kai in this timeline. Miguel would still run away in this timeline, and Terry Silver would still betray Kreese. Johnny would still go to Mexico to get Miguel, and the events of Season 5 would carry on. Cobra Kai would continue to expand and grow. Daniel would still get chosen in this timeline, and Terry Silver would still want to get more senseis for Cobra Kai. Eventually, Johnny and Miguel would come back from Mexico, and Terry Silver would get the idea to want to recruit him, so he would ask for Robbie's help. Robbie would contact Johnny, and he would ask him to meet. Johnny would be surprised to hear from Robbie, and he would accept. So Johnny and Robbie would meet, but this is when Terry Silver would show up. Johnny would be surprised to see him. Terry Silver would offer Johnny a chance to rejoin Cobra Kai. He would say that he wanted to have a positive impact on kids, and that's the reason he took over Cobra Kai from Kreese. He would say that he saw the way he was teaching his lessons, and that it wasn't right. He would say that he wanted to make Cobra Kai better, just like he did. He would tell Johnny that Kreese was gone, and that this was their chance to bring Cobra Kai back to how it was. Johnny wouldn't entirely trust Silver, but Robbie would tell Johnny that he needed him. Johnny would be hesitant, and he would need some time to think about Terry Silver's offer. Johnny would go home, and he would think about Robbie and Miguel, but Johnny would realize that he had failed Robbie long enough. So Johnny would accept Terry Silver's offer under one condition, that he could bring his Eagle Fang students into Cobra Kai. Terry Silver would agree, so Johnny would tell his Eagle Fang students about Cobra Kai. Some would agree to join, but some would be hesitant. Miguel would be hesitant, and he wouldn't know what to do. But Johnny would tell him that things would be how they were before, and since the connection between Johnny and Miguel was better than ever, and Miguel wasn't dating Sam, Miguel would decide to follow Johnny. So Johnny and the majority of the Eagle Fang students would join Cobra Kai. The Cobra Kai students wouldn't be happy to see Johnny and the rest of the Eagle Fangs. Kyler would still be afraid of Miguel, and Miguel and Robbie would still have their rivalry, but Johnny would want them to get along. Johnny would become a new sensei at Cobra Kai, and he would teach his students offense. And since Johnny was working with Silver, he would make more money, and Johnny and Robbie would get a better place to live. Daniel would hear that Johnny had joined Silver, and he wouldn't be happy, so Daniel would confront Johnny, but Johnny would defend his actions, saying that he was done failing Robbie, and that Silver was nothing like Kreese. But Daniel would say that that's how he felt when he was training with Silver. So the rivalry between Daniel and Johnny would resume. Eli, Sam, and Dimitri would confront Miguel, but Miguel would say that Cobra Kai had changed, and that Johnny was always there for him. So Eli and Miguel would start to become enemies again. Miguel would continue training at Cobra Kai, and he would start teaching Kenny some moves. Kenny would be happy learning from a former All Valley champion. Robbie would see this, and he would start to get jealous. So Robbie would confront Miguel. Terry and Johnny would see this, and Johnny would want to separate them, but Terry Silver would say that it was maybe best that they fought and get all their anger out. So Robbie and Miguel would fight, and they would start fighting with tournament rules. Robbie would start to get the upper hand, but Miguel would start to get mad, and much like they fought in the original timeline, Miguel and Robbie would start fighting without any rules. Johnny would want to stop them, but Terry Silver would tell him to wait. Miguel and Robbie would continue fighting, and they would take out their anger on each other, and much like in the original timeline, Miguel would get the upper hand, but Miguel would still hold back, and in this timeline, Robbie wouldn't be angry, and they would still apologize to each other. So Robbie and Miguel would start to become friends, and Johnny would continue to help run Cobra Kai. Daniel and Chosen would still want to find a way to take down Terry Silver and Johnny, so Daniel would have no choice but to contact Mike Barnes. And that is where I'm going to end part 1. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Johnny joined Terry Silver during the events of Cobra Kai Season 5? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.